Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to vinylalbumcovers.com. This is Ed. It's the middle of the afternoon, so you can actually see my face. Shocking, I know. I never do these during the day, but here we are. So somebody made a very interesting point on Threads. You can follow us on Threads too. Vinylalbumcovers.com is the link. I'll put it in the description. But that's mostly where I hang out. It's the most friendly by quite a distance of all the social networks. Although I don't hate Instagram at all. Facebook is fairly useless at this point. It's kind of passé, and yeah, I never go to Twitter. I never even think about it, or X, or whatever its name is this week. It's just not something I think about. And no, it has nothing to do with political reasons or anything silly like that, because I don't care about that. But I just don't bother with Twitter. It's been ages since I've bothered with Twitter. Although the Twitter account is up if you'd like a look into the past. But somebody mentioned something interesting on Threads. Now I'll get to the point about, how do I want to put this? The question was posed if Spotify and Apple Music and the other streamers were to charge $20 to $25 a month, would people pay it? And there was one guy in particular that said, well, people will say that they would just to sound good, but when push comes to shove, they won't do it. And honestly, I agree with him. Here's the problem, but one of the problems, there are a couple of problems, but one of the problems is that the cat is well out of the bag. Napster is responsible for cutting that bag open. And to be clear, Napster made music free. People realized they could get it for absolutely nothing. And even if you look at it now, like, the amount of people that pay for streaming services is relatively low. I am one of them. I pay for Apple Music every month. I pay my $10, and I'm happy to do it. But people don't pay for music anymore, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And so since that's the case, it's to imagine whether or not people would be willing to pay $20, $25 would be to imagine things in kind of almost a parallel universe kind of way. It's a pretty big leap, I think, even to imagine something like that. And I don't know that I can do it, because we would have to take ourselves back to pre-Napster, back when music was, this at the very end, the CDs were like $19 if you would go into like your Record Town or your Record World or Nobody Beats the Wiz. Yes, I'm from DC. Or Tower Records or places like that. Like, the record labels were gouging heavily with the cost of CDs. I mean, we've talked about this before on the channel, but it was costing them maybe $1.50 to make a CD with the artwork. Maybe. And here they are charging like $19. And they were charging that much money at the end. That's not how it started. It started at $16.99. That's what the list price for CDs was back in like 1986, 1987. And then it went down for a little while. I seem to recall by like 1991 or so, we were down to like $11.99. And then it shot back up because people were buying fewer of them. It literally shot up to $19. I remember that quite clearly. Like, all the pricing structures, I do remember them very clearly. And so, that's just kind of the way things were back then. And it was the record labels doing it. They were raising their list prices. Their purchase prices for Tower Records and the record stores shot up. And so Tower needed to make money. Record World needed to make money. Nobody Beats the Wiz needed to make money. Penguin Feather needed to make money. name your favorite record store. They needed to make money. And so the way that they did that was that they had to raise their prices too. They didn't have a choice. And so that's what they did. And people reacted. Once Napster showed up, the writing was on the wall. And slowly but surely, record stores went away. I remember Tower going away, and it was awful. It was like attending a funeral. I went to so many of the closings of those stores in the DC area. It was terrible. But yeah, so once Napster showed up, people just kind of en masse decided we're not paying anymore for any music, you know. And then the streamers were like, well, we'll charge $10. You can have all the music you can have all the music you want. And people were like, well, I have a better idea. How about I give you nothing and I can still have all the music I want? And unfortunately, they're right. You can. It doesn't take but 2 seconds to find something on YouTube and then to use a YouTube downloader, and you've got it for free. You pay nothing. I'm not even going to sit here and lie and tell you I haven't done it myself. I do it extremely rarely, and only in the cases where I'm not able to find something on a streamer. If it's something particularly esoteric that I just can't find any other way, then I'll do it. I won't do it if the song is available to listen to via streaming or something else, because that just as a sound engineer, that just feels wrong to me, and my conscience won't allow it. But I will absolutely do it if it's, you know, if it's not available, or if it's some form of esoterica that I otherwise can't get. But you know, the cat is out of the bag. Let's be honest about it. It's just too late. I literally could have just made that statement and ended this video, but I thought I would mention some justification. But it's that simple. It's just too late. There's no way to imagine life any other way at this point. It's been too much water under the bridge. We've been doing it this way for too long, and there is no way back. And anybody that says that they would be willing to pay $25 for a streaming service is probably lying. Either they're lying or they're being disingenuous. I'll go for disingenuous. Would I pay $25 for streaming? I would. I really would, because it is the fair thing, and because I'm one of those engineers that just, I mean, I have a conscience. I would do it. I really think I would do it, honestly. I'm not just throwing words at you. I really believe that I would do it if I had to do it, if that's what the pricing structure became, because I know why. I would understand why it would be. If it meant that artists would get paid more fully for their art, I would pay it. I really would. And I know that there are other people like me who would too. Perhaps those of you who would are watching this now, because I think I have a very fair audience that watches these videos. So I think all of you that are watching this would probably do it too. And for that, I applaud you, honestly. Unfortunately, we don't make up a very big piece of that pie. And most people wouldn't. And I understand why they wouldn't. I really do. I can't even fault anybody for it. Because this whole thing started, as mentioned in a previous video. You can find the link in the description for that video. The reason that things went the way they did is because of the record labels. People were very quick to blame the record retailers, and they shouldn't have. It's the fault of the record labels. If they raise their list prices, what choice does the record store have? You know? And in the days of Salad, the record labels controlled everything, and now they don't. So it is what it is. So that's that, really. Just thought I would answer that in long form, because I thought it was a really good supposition, you know, interesting question. What if, you know, what if they charge $25 for a streaming service? Would you pay it? I thought that was an interesting question. And I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments too. Like, would you do it? I think you would, honestly. I think a lot of the people who watch my videos, and I think you probably would. But if you wouldn't, tell me, and tell me why you wouldn't. Because I think we could have some very interesting conversation in the comments, and I will absolutely participate, as I always do. So yeah, let's have a conversation. Could be fun. Anyway, I love it when people do this, by the way, like when they go, this has been Ed from vinylalbumcovers.com, for instance. Like, well, it was Ed from vinylalbumcovers.com at the very beginning, so why wouldn't I still be Ed from vinylalbumcovers.com? I mean, really, why wouldn't I? So yeah, you already know who I am. I told you at the beginning. Why would that have changed in the last 10 minutes? So please subscribe. I'd love it if you did. There will be more videos like this. I'm kind of getting back to business here. It's been a while, but life be lifing. So I've kind of been doing a lot lately. You will notice if you go to Threads, by the way, you will notice that I'm kind of fiddling with new logos. We've had the same logo for a while, and I think it's time for a facelift. So I'm kind of toying with things. And if you follow our Threads profile, then you'll note that the logo will change every so often until I come up with something I'm happy with. I think I like the one we have now, but that could change. Who knows? I'm just kind of a problematic guy that I just can't be satisfied. So who knows? I do like the colors though. The colors will never change. It's just kind of branding 101, you know. I may mess with design a bit, but I do not mess with colors. Those are just our colors. That blue, black, and white, those are our colors. And it's always been that way. Not at the very beginning it wasn't. But after the first couple of years, just, you know, blue, black, and white. Those are light blue, black, and white. Those are the colors for vinylalbumcovers.com. And darn it, that's the way it's gonna stay. I'm also toying with changing the website up a bit. And you know, that obviously will take a bit longer. That's a spicier meatball than just changing a logo. But we'll see what happens. Let's see what I do. Could be interesting. If you have any ideas, you can put those in the comments too, and I'll read them and pay attention to them. You probably get better ideas than I do. So, but anyway, yeah, that's it really for this one. So there'll be another video coming soon, and until it does, keep listening to great music.